Hey friendly foes, today we're going to be installing a faucet, and since that's usually really difficult to film with the camera angles under the sink and inside the vanity, we've actually taken our vanity top off and we've got it set up here on some sawhorses so that you can watch me install everything that I can with this separate, so that's going to be the faucet and the sink drain, before we go in and actually hook it up to the water lines. So first let's open up the new faucet and I'll show you what we're dealing with. I've de-plasticed everything here, but this is all that comes in the box with the new faucet. So this is our lovely new faucet, obviously. Let me put that aside. These are the plastic nuts that hold the faucet on, those aside. This is the pop-up drain. It's got a protective little plastic thing on there. First thing we're gonna do, this is all part of the drain assembly. See this nut here? Just take that off. This piece has a little ball on it. I'm gonna remove this plastic piece, or this metal piece right here. Now then, this is going to hook into, see into that hole there? This bar is going to hook into the drain assembly and work like that. So, I'm going to hold that in place and put that nut back on. It's just easier to do this now. Okay, finger tighten that. There we go. Okay. So there's the drain assembly. These other pieces I'm going to show you when we get over to the sink. Before you set your drain, you always want to do your faucet first. Quick rule of thumb to tell which side is front and which side is back. There's a hole here, that's the back. Other than that, it's pretty easy stuff putting these guys into the holes. One thing you'll see there's this extra plastic piece on the bottom. Just make sure that's seated correctly, because you can see mine's a bit wonky. So just clip that in, that looks good. And then we're gonna place it into the sink. And then we've got these plastic nuts here, so I'm gonna tighten those on. The plastic nuts are finger tight, which is fine, and we're going to go on to the drain assembly to installing this. Now for this actually unscrews. Now normally you have plumber's putty that you use to seal this, but this one comes with a little rubber bushing, so we're going to use this one that stays with the top piece. And for here, we've already screwed this all the way down, but you might need to do that with yours. This bottom piece, just screw it down so you've got a lot of space here. This is so you can insert it up from the bottom. Now this metal bar here is going to stay towards the back of the sink, and then I'm going to come around and install that. See how it pops up here? And then I'm just going to screw this on. Okay, just get that as tight as you can for now. There we go. And again, you can see the metal bar is facing back here. Next, you're going to be working from underneath, and this needs to be screwed up to tighten it from the bottom. The faucet is finger tightened down, and right now you want to take a second and just make sure that the drain assembly works. Remember, this metal bar operates the pop-up drain. If it's not working, it could be that this nut is too tight. If you tighten that too much, then it won't go up and down. So just make sure you've got the right amount of resistance. Nice and squeaky. That's good. Now let's finish the drain assembly. I've put the plunger into the back hole behind the faucet. Next, you're going to need this piece and this little clamp here. You're going to put one end of the clamp right there, and then we're going to go with about hole number 4 here. And sorry, my hands are in the way. There you go. See, this keeps it from falling off. Slide that up. Now you're going to lift the plunger and put it inside these holes. Just like that. Now you want the plunger to still be up just a bit to give it enough to grab onto up there. When you like the length, go ahead and tighten the screw down. Just like that. And if it works, let's make sure this is all. There we go. Ta-da! Your drain assembly works. It's going to be stiff at first, but as long as it works, you're good. Last thing we're going to do out here before we move this into the bathroom is we're going to put on the sink supply lines. Now these also come in plastic, but I really recommend getting the metal braided ones. It's an upgrade, and it's going to save you a lot of heartache in the future, because those plastic ones can break and flood your house, which is bad. So when possible, always get the metal braided supply lines. So I'm just going to screw these on. Put this one down. done everything we can here now with the faucet and drain in place and the sink supply lines. So now we're going to take the whole sink and place it inside the bathroom. The sink is back in place onto our tiny little vanity, and I think you can see why we had it all set up out there to show you the inner workings. It's very cramped in here. So this is in place, and what we're going to do next is attach the water lines, which I think you can see in here. Now you don't need any plumber's putty or caulking or anything for this. These are just going to be screwed in. Okay, the water lines are all in nice and tight, so next we're going to do the drain. Now for these, you always want to replace your plastic drain pipes every time you're replacing a faucet. The old ones tend to get brittle and full of gunk, and these are only a couple bucks, so go ahead and get new ones. Now for ours, we needed a slight extension because the drain coming off of our sink was a little too short. So for that, I'm just going to stick these together, and this is just finger tight. Again, you don't need any plumber's putty or caulking or anything like that. Then I'm going to put this side in first, and John will come in for a close-up on this later. Make sure I twist this the right way, and then finger tighten everything down. And that's it. So now we just have to turn on the water and see if anything leaks. So far so good. I don't see any leaks under here, but the last thing you want to do is get some paper towels, just one sheet worth, and put it underneath your drain pipe here and leave it there overnight. The reason why we do this is going to show any drips of water really clearly, and you just want to make sure that there's no slow leaks under here. So stick a paper towel under there and check back every couple of hours. So there it is. We've got a brand new faucet in our brand new bathroom. Well, in-process bathroom. I hope this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, as always, hit me up in the comments. John or I will try and do our best to answer them. And be sure to suggest what else you want to see in the big house renovation. Till next time, guys. Bye. One last thing, super important safety tip. Some of you have noticed this thing right here. This is super unsafe, guys. This is not a GFCI outlet, and it should be. We haven't replaced it yet, and it was a really dumb design that it's right here next to the sink. But anyway, do not do this. Don't put a regular plug next to your sink. If it's going to be this close like this, get a GFCI. Costs a little bit more, but it's way safer.